Hey, it's Carl, and I'm sitting here in my car today. I'm in a parking lot. It's about 8:49 p.m. or 20:49 in military terms, and I'm in downtown Salt Lake. I'm doing okay. It's unfortunately too late for anything to be open, really. Um, I'm trying to find a McDonald's or a Starbucks that's open this late so that I can work on my laptop. Because again, I'm still homeless, but I'm looking for places to work late at night. I guess I'm a late night worker or something. But the problem I'm running into right now is uh, these places that I'm going. So particularly McDonald's. When I go into their stores, it seems like the power outlets that you go to plug your devices into, your electronics, they are out of order. They do that on purpose, I'm guessing. I'm finding a repetitious pattern between the places, and it's just not available uh, for the average individual like myself. So it just looks like they're blocking it off because of the different kinds of homeless people. But I mean, I'm homeless, but I'm going in there to get some serious work done. I'm not going there to sleep, because, I have a car right now and I can sleep there. So I don't know. I guess you have your different categories of homeless people, but it's downtown Salt Lake, and it just makes it pretty tough to get anything done. So I again, like, I'm back in the situation where I'm in my car. I'm like thinking, you know what, man? Again, the best thing I can do right now, if I want to keep working, is to be resourceful. And what I have is my cell phone, my smartphone, and I'm able to, if I can't be writing articles, at least I can, use my app on my phone to record a voiceover, and then I can upload it later. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Again, I apologize if I sound kind of worn out today. I just literally got done crying a little bit. I was talking to Chat GPT. I was in there, and I was just like, you know what, I was talking to it, and I was saying, like, I feel like a fraud is what it is, because people are helping me out financially. Like, they're doing everything they can to help me out, and I've received donations, small and large, and it just seems to be what's working, is like asking for help. And I just feel like a fraud. But I was talking to the GPT, and I was just like, or it was telling me, like, that's perfectly natural, because I'm putting in the work. And I said, I never experienced this kind of success before, where people are giving me money. I think I've earned more money in the past week from people giving me, you know, handouts or donations or food or whatever, than I have, like, in my other businesses. And not to say that this is better or worse, but right now it's working for me, and I'm super happy and grateful. And that just goes to show you all that there's a power in the internet. Some people can look at it through a certain lens. They can say, this world's going to, what, and it's not going to be, I don't know. I look at things completely different. And so I kind of got emotional talking to the GPT, and it was explaining to me imposter syndrome. I've heard it before, but I didn't know exactly what it was. And that actually makes a lot of sense. And so I asked the computer. I was like, well, so can I think it's natural. It was saying this is natural to think like this, but assuming I get back on my feet, and not if but when I'm determined, can I keep this up? Like, how do will in asking for donations when I'm doing well? So it's like, imagine sitting on I don't know, like, I laugh about it, and my buddy and I laugh about it too. But it's like, imagine, like, I'm crying, but I wake up to like $1 million mansion or something like that, but I'm still getting help. Like, that's where I see it heading, and I still don't know if I'll ever get out of that fraudulent thing. But I also have to remember too that I've been putting in the work. Like, I am literally homeless, so I just don't want to argue with anybody. Like, people who tell me, Carl, you just go get a job. I think that's like the story that I keep telling myself. But I really believe, and I'm defending myself right now, but I believe in my heart that what I'm doing is important for my mental health, and it's not being around other people who don't think like me. I'm, like, literally having to climb out of whatever situation I was in to get into a healthier state of mind. And I just happened to be a veteran, you know, combat veteran with PTSD, that it's like I might be able to get some disability out of this. Like I'm trying and I'm fighting. So like nothing is really actually handed to me. As you can see, I'm making these audio programs or podcasts, and like so I'm doing the work. But if you look around me right now, you can see I mean, you put two homeless people in the same parking lot as an example. One guy will stand there on the corner, you know, not using the best use of his time. I mean, I can reach more people with my phone and in the internet than this person who's just, you know, spending all of his time in the sun asking for money. Like, but don't get me wrong, like I've been there too. Like I was at a McDonald's on my first Saturday night of being homeless. I was like asking another guy, he had a veteran hat at McDonald's, and I walked up to him. I was like, "Heck yeah, man!" I was like, "Dude, I'm trying to get to the VA hospital." And I think I said something. I don't think I asked for help, but like people can sense that, and so I'm struggling with with the imposter syndrome. That's kind of a new vocabulary word that I've been running with lately, and it's hard, guys. Like, believe me, I like receiving the help and stuff like that, but it still is pretty hard for me, but I'm getting used to it. And then I hear the story in the back of my mind, well, don't get used to it, right? But the thing is, I know how to ask for help now, and I feel like I'm not going to stop. This is what's working for me, and I'm going to continue to ask for help, whether it's supporting through the podcast or purchasing affiliate products. I know how to do it now, and just so happens to be right now that you know I feel that certain way. But it's the awareness that I'm learning about myself, and that leads us into the title of this particular audio segment, or this you know episode. I still don't know what to call this stuff, but this is habits of successful people. Okay, and the habits that I think what got me here. Well, I've had some bad habits, right, that have for so long kept me down and keeping me kicked on the ground type of thing. And I like to share those first. I think we all like to gravitate towards the habits, the good habits of successful people. But I think it's also important to shake the bad habits. I really do. I've tried not focusing on them and focusing on other things, and that works too, you know, replacing the habits. But a couple things come to mind right now that are bad habits, and I'll tell you why they're bad habits. And you can make up your own mind as to whether that's something you're ready for right now to receive, or something that you think um, you want to change right now based on like kind of my story and stuff and what I'm telling you. So the first one is probably going to be smoking, and that could be nicotine, that could be, I don't know, um, you know, hardcore drugs. It could be, I said nicotine, hardcore drugs. It could be marijuana. The idea of the combustion in your mouth of the smoke. That's what I mean by smoking anything. It ruins your teeth. The idea of smoking, or the habit or the practice of smoking, will ruin your teeth. It has for mine, it destroyed mine, and I'm looking for a dentist right now if you know of anybody here in Salt Lake that would be willing to help. I reached out to Salt Lake Smiles. It's like a veteran program or something like that. It's a Utah, unless you're fully disabled for dental, like they don't help you out at the VA. I don't know if you knew that. So anyway, back to the story. A bad habit of successful people is smoking. I know it looks cool, man, but dude, it will mess your mouth up. And not only that, there was a guy who told me in the Marine Corps on my pre-deployment. I think he was I don't know if he was a Vietnam Army Ranger veteran or something, but he was there to teach us before our deployment to Afghanistan. And one of the things he said to me, I thought it was cool at the time. I was smoking a cigarette, joking, probably with the wrong people. Yeah, you get bad apples even in the Marines. And so I wanted to fit in as bad as anybody else. But this guy pulled me off. You know, you have those one people in life, just sometimes that just show you the way. And it took me years later to realize this. And as I preface, you know, he said, Carl, or it was Lance Corporal Schultz at the time, and he said, there's going to come a time when you're going to need to fight, like whether it's in combat, you know, and war, or just like the streets or whatever. And he said that to me, and he said, you know, there's going to come a time when you need to fight. And I don't know if I said a whole lot or if I just took that in to heart, but it's, sometimes it's people that you admire, like that gentleman, um, when they stand firmly and stand strong in front of you, especially in their military uniform, it really resonates with you on a deeper level. And so that's what I was able to take with me. And since then, I've been joining boxing classes, really getting my strength back. Again, remember, I came from a suicidal ideations not too long ago, just a few months ago. I mean, I was in and out of the psychiatric unit. Like I've been low, and I'm just now starting to eat and gain my strength. But one of the habits that I have kicked was smoking. And since then, I've been able to marijuana. I never really did any hardcore stuff, but that smoking in general with marijuana as well as what do you call it? The nicotine, whether that's cigarettes or vaping, it's just it's a trap. I'm telling you right now, it's a trap. You can finish your vape right now, and tomorrow morning, just think about what I said. Just keep thinking about what I said, how it slows you down. And you don't think about it, but when times get tough, like they have for me, when I've been threatened multiple times, yeah, I've always stretched, and yeah, I'm like, state champion wrestler a few times in a row growing up in Nevada. Uh, but you really have to be ready. There are bad people out there, and I will tell you that right now, who don't care, as you can imagine, and you need to be ready to defend yourself. And that's where I'm at in my life. I'm getting my body back in shape. It's been great not having to huff and puff. It really is something, and it's a great replacement behavior. So that's the first thing I want to say is smoking. Second one is drinking, but you know what? I'm going to save that for another episode. We'll get into alcohol later. I just know right now I don't drink alcohol whatsoever, and I fully intend to never do it again. My family, that's what they cope with, a lot of them in my family, and I just don't agree with it. I'm rewiring my family tree. I don't want that for me or my kids. If I have kids or when I have kids, I don't want that for them. And so I want to be strong for my kids. I don't want my kids to grow up like how I grew up. I think we all can relate to that. And so that's another habit, is the alcohol. And I just want to kind of end the alcohol thing right there. And with these few minutes that we have left, the habits of successful people that I think would have got me this far, one is awareness. I'm super aware through all the therapy and through all the treatment that I received through the VEA and through other forms of media of me, reaching out, whether it was in person or online. All the help that I've gotten in the past 4 years about my situation and how I need to sit with my feelings. Just yeah, I think awareness is a big thing, and kind of want to go into another habit of successful people, and that's learning to sit with your emotions. When I don't sit with my emotions, when I don't feel what I'm feeling, I act impulsively and I do things I'm going to regret later, or I don't feel good about myself, right? I don't feel um, I'm not happy. It's like embracing the suck, embracing the tough times. Really, I look at it like if I like tonight is a perfect example. I cried a little bit. It's tough. I'm alone. I don't have everybody and anybody. I can always pick up the phone, but there are going to be times when I'm just here. It's dark. I mean, it's reasonably good weather, but I'm sitting here with my emotions and hope that I can have a brighter future tomorrow. As long as I don't act impulsively and do the thing I know I'm going to regret, and I'm thinking of something, believe me. As long as I don't do that and I can sit here for as long as I possibly can, this is a habit of a successful person. And I mean it. I'm at the bottom and I'm still able to sit here for a little bit longer, just one more step, just one more minute. I look at it like that in increments. I get through that emotion and I cry if I have to, and I'm sitting through it and I'm waiting on the other side. And what typically happens is I start seeing, like today, people hugging each other. I start seeing life through a different lens, a happy lens, not an evil lens like I have in the past. I don't want evil, guys. I want love and compassion. And I come from a very dark growing up, and I didn't have it easy. And so that's what I want to impart on you is that those are just some of the things you don't want to do, but also some habits that you want to do. Thank you guys so much for your help. There'll be links for ways you can support me in the description. And guys, I'm really grateful. I think today was a good lesson for me to learn about imposter syndrome and overcoming it. And I'm super grateful. I see all the comments, and I really hope this one helped you out. There's going to be plenty more in the future as we take this one day at a time. Thank you.